Hello and welcome everybody to 2014. This club is not from 2014, it's 2010. It went from the VR to the VRS Covert 2.0 in the space of 4 years. So 2014, they came out with the Covert 2.0. Now, in 2014, Nike had a huge presence. They did a really good job at the Masters of watching Bubba Watson use Ping equipment and win the Masters in 2014. And I love Bubba Watson. It's just like, I love his brand. You know, he's just like, I'm going to celebrate. We're going to Waffle House. Yes. I love Waffle House. It's so good. So Covert 2.0, it's Covert, VRS Covert Junior. You can see in here in the cavity, there's a little 2.0. We'll talk about that here in a second, but it's called Covert. Shh. We need to be covert, okay? We need to just disappear into the crowd of Nike equipment. So we're gonna get this on the review table and have a closer look. So you can see VRS Covert here, etched in titanium, and there's a massive cavity here. 2.0 down here in the cavity, some interesting lines here, interesting texture. It's interesting. Some gloss finish up here, some matte finish everywhere else. Nike swoosh. It has an adjustable hosel. Nike's version is called Flex Loft, right? So you can see the adjustments right here. Screw right here. There's also a little weight port torque screw right here. Not sure if that's going to show up very well, but there is a little weight port screw right here for whatever reason. And as we spin around the screw, you'll see some other interesting things. Like, for example, the face is what they call the next core coefficient of restitution, saying that they're maxing that out, which they've been doing for quite a while. All the companies have been doing for many years, even by this point right here. So that said, at address, let's see if we can line this up here so you can see what I'm going to be seeing. 2.0 right here. Is that focusing here for us? There is a 2.0 here as the alignment line on this driver. And then there's this Nike swoosh back here, the heel side of the crown. So that is kind of a unique, interesting top line. The shaft, in this case, is this Aldila. Let's see, where's the branding here? It's upside down, but Aldila ATX 65 Stiff Flex Tour, the green style one. I put this sticker on just so I can remember the year. It has this squeaky red grip. On the range, you'll hear my leather glove squeaking on this. It has really good traction, and it's red, so we get this very Christmassy effect here. Just this tour wrap style Golf Pride grip. So it is a big, massive titanium driver. Let's get this on the range and see how it feels. Nike Covert 2.0. Are you kidding me? Look at this. It's so cool. This is Nike was such a branding, like, specialty. Grab a couple of tees. I'm not going to need more than 2 tees. Why would you not if you were Nike? I'd be all about branding if I were Nike. I'm going to reuse this tee. Because they put it right here on the crown. Sure, it's towards the heel, you know, but that Nike swoosh right there is what jumps out. There's a 2.0 right here as the alignment line, but that Nike swoosh is what stands out. It's a matte finish, so the sun's not too glary on it. It looks good. It's big, it looks forgiving. It's adjustable. It's set to neutral right now. You guys saw all of this in the close-up, I'm sure. Let's just have a go and see how it feels. That one was the slightest bit toey, and it went over 200 yards, which isn't anything to write home about, but it is into this pretty stiff breeze, which is coming into and off the left. So, all things considered, I'm pretty happy with that shot. That tee is just dancing on that surface there. So yeah, I could game this. I know in data sets, people have complained that the original Covert was shorter than other clubs.
contemporary clubs of the era. And I guess we'll find out in, yeah, that was over 200 again. We'll find out when we collect data at the end. So if you want to see some data of a pretty modern driver, stay tuned for the end. I'll go to a simulator and collect some data with it. And it really is contingent on how I feel that day, on how well I perform. So don't feel like it's any sort of like scientific representation of the club. You'd have to really go try it for yourself. But as far as like Nike memorabilia, if you like Nike as a brand, I like Nike as a brand. I think this is cool. I like it. Something fun to leave in your range bag. I mean, look at it. Modern drivers. Sometimes people on the other side of that camera right there might forget how forgiving modern clubs are compared to like some of the old Persimmons and Woods and Steel drivers. I just hit that Titleist Starship and man, this feels so much more forgiving and I have so much more confidence hitting this. So let me know your thoughts and comments in the comments about the Nike VRS Covert 2.0.
On the range, this feels fine. It feels forgiving. It feels big. It feels like a driver. Sure, it might be 5-10 yards short. I actually have data collection at the end, so stay tuned and you can watch me hit a few balls in the simulator. So to me, something that is not discussed a lot, maybe let me say it a different way. Something that's not discussed enough, in my opinion, are the social implications that come with your golf equipment. You buy the latest and greatest, and this might be a good reason for some people to buy new equipment. People spend tens of thousands of dollars to buy cars so they can fit in with their friends. I know people, like, there are places in the world where people are spending upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a car to fit in with their group of friends. So you go out and you drop $500, $600 for a new driver. You fit in. People are going to be like, oh, sweet, is that the new, pick a brand. Can I hit it? And all of a sudden it's like, pay attention to me, right? Is that unhealthy? I'm not going to judge, but that's a good reason, not the only reason, maybe not the best reason, but a good reason to buy equipment. Okay, now let's look at this. Where does this fit in the social hierarchy? Okay, has Nike ever been like unobtainium? Outside of the collector's world, no. They release things and they're usually pretty affordable compared to other things, right? Very obtainium, not unobtainium, obtainium. Sometimes I confuse myself. So looking at this though, I love this because it feels like that. You're looking down at this, there's a Nike swoosh on it. I'm looking down at my shoes and there's a Nike swoosh on those too. I'm like, Nike, Nike. I'm like, this is very, it's a brand that's very obtainable and it's very just the everyday person's golf brand. It used to be. Now that's gone. But still, looking at this, you whip this out on the golf course, nobody's going to judge you thinking, oh, here's Mr. Low Score. All he's going to do all day is talk about his low score and what a good golfer he is. No, they're going to be like, what is this? That's not classic. Have you owned that since new? What's going on with this? And you're like, oh, it's just Nike. I like it. I'm like, cool. And they still might want to like, can I hit that? And there's going to be some snarky comments. Either way, you're getting attention. It's like, yeah, those are short. When you look at the data, those are 10 yards short compared to any other modern equipment. You're like, sweet, bring it on. Let's see how I do with it. I'm up for a challenge. So yes, I love the social aspect of this. As a driver, it feels big and forgiving. I understand, they're just pumping nonsense into their marketing, which, hey, that's what marketing is sometimes, isn't it? This big cavity, they can emulate that with a covered, normal-shaped titanium driver. They don't need to show you the cavity. They can do that internally, like all the other companies do. But they chose to do that because it's Nike. Come on, they're going to be as wacky as possible. They're like, well, why not show our technology? Why not show the idea of what we're trying to do here? Perimeter weighting. We're going to show that instead of conceal it, which is fine. To me, that's whatever. To me, that's not the biggest selling point of this. It's the Nike brand and the Nike swooshes everywhere. All right. And it's marketing hype. And that's all I'm preaching. It's the social implications of that, because everybody else has been exposed to Nike. It's one of the most recognizable brands on the planet. And they're going to see this and be like, oh, Nike, I know that brand. Okay? Not pretentious. So I love this driver. I would absolutely play it. I'd play it on the course, range back, I'd let friends hit it. Love it. Okay? As far as collectability, this one in particular I don't think is collectible. But I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time, and nobody listens to me anyway. Let me know your thoughts, memories, jokes in the comments below. Nike VRS Covert 2.0. As usual, huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you want to support this channel in another way, you can visit my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for some simulator data here after this. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. I am the Vintage Golfer.